Koholo Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. Salutations to you brothers in the house and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. I'm the brother Malak from the Diligent Soldier Camp here in Boston, Mass. As always, I pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. Okay, the name of this one is Judgment, Vengeance, and Mercy all come from the Lord. Judgment, vengeance, and mercy all come from the Lord. I'm going to quickly get into this. This is an article, the brother Dawuda, an older brother that was in our camp at one point, and we still are all together in the chat. And, we send each other's news articles and, just brothers watching, man. Watchmen at their watch, okay? And he sent this article that happened just a few days ago, because today's the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. So this happened 3 days ago. Here, I'll read the title. It says, Chicago mom shot in head 4 times by own son in front of horrified family as she walked in house. Okay, so it was her 17-year-old son that did this, and I'll just read a little bit in the article, not the entire article. I'll just hit key points and then get some scriptures, man. It says, a mom was fatally shot in the head 4 times in her own home as her family watched after allegedly being called to come home by one of her sons, who police say, says Saul over here, that's a typo, who police say opened fire on her, right? This is by Mateo Smith, and it came out the 21st, okay, of September. It says, a mom was shot in the head 4 times and killed by her own son in front of her husband and younger son, police claim. Tanisha Jackson was walking in the family home in South Shore, Chicago on Salakia. Tanisha Jackson was walking into the family home in South Shore, Chicago, on Saturday afternoon when 17-year-old Davian Pryor opened fire in front of his dad and younger brother, prosecutors say. According to the investigators, Davian, who had just picked his younger brother up with his dad, had called his mom 10 minutes earlier, claiming there were people drinking on the back porch. As Jackson opened her front door, she was blasted in the head at point-blank range. Authorities arrested Davian the same day just before 10 p.m. in the 7,000 block of South Cottage Grove. He will be tried as an adult on the charge of first-degree murder. Now, side note, as I'm reading this article, you get links to other stories that has happened. Now, I don't know if these particular stories happened in the last 24 hours or a few days from now or a week from now. In reality, that doesn't really matter. It's not really relevant when it exactly happened, but it definitely happened recently, right? Which goes to play with the rest of the lesson and the scriptures that I got, because I'll read 2 of the stories, or the title of the stories, and then I'll get back to this article. It says, Chicago shooting, 7-year-old girl killed and 7 others wounded as attackers opened fire on family. That's one title of something that recently just happened. The other one is Chicago train shooter killed 4 homeless people, execution style, as they slept. All right. Again, I don't know exactly when these came out, but it is relevant to the scriptures that I'll be bringing out, because this is wild, man. This is definitely as I entitled this, judgment and vengeance, man. That come from the Lord. if you could receive it, man, because we know that the Lord is works in the right and left hand side, man. Okay, he has angels on the right hand and angels on the left hand doing his bidding. Okay. The next paragraph I want to read, or next key point, is Jackson. This is back to the mother that was shot 4 times in the head. It says Jackson arrived to Cornell Avenue in the South Shore neighborhood where she lived following her son's call, and unblocked the door. Pryor, who was on the other side, swung the door open and unloaded 4 bullets into her skull at point-blank range, making a horrific mess. It says, and then the next one I wanted to get was Pryor's father and 7-year-old brother, whom the parents had just picked up from school, were inches away when the mother was shot. The dad swiftly scooped up the young boy and called 911 as he listened to more gunshots, according to detectives. Okay, so apparently this man, the 17-year-old son, shot her 4 times, but must have shot some more times after that. It doesn't even state that in the rest of the article, and I'm not going to really go into it. I'll put the link in the description, so if you brothers and few sisters want to get familiar with this story, man, because at the end of the day, man, this is all of the Lord, man. Okay, which is why we have to fear him even more, man. Okay. Let me just get right into it. The first article I wanted to bring up is Matthew 24:12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, iniquity sins on top of sins," man. Our people have surpassed, man, the ways of Esau, man. You know what I mean? Esau did a bunch of iniquities, and Jake does it in style. Okay. To the point where look, shooting his mom 4 times in the head, man. As you read the article, you'll notice also that the man was confined. So he was he was fighting some cases, which one of those cases had him bound to his home. He couldn't leave his house. Okay, because these young knuckleheads, man, they think that they know everything, and they're angry for no fucking reason. But at the end of the day, hey, we know that it's spirits that are on these demons that are on these young kids, man. Okay, because this kid is just a couple years younger than my oldest, my 19-year-old, and it's tragic, man. And I've gotten into heated arguments with my son, where I'm either yelling or talking to him or whatever have you, but I don't ever see that I've seen his eyes, that he's upset, definitely. But it's mostly because I'm giving him lectures. But, to do this, I don't know. Anything is possible. I can't call it, right? Lord's will, he'd never push that type of spirit on my son or on any of my family members to do something like that, man. But this example lets you know that it happens, man. Okay, so back to the scripture, Matthew 24:12, "And because iniquity shall abound," and no doubt iniquity is abounding, especially among our people, right? "The love of many shall wax cold." Now, when you go into that word cold in the Greek, I won't get it in the blue letter, but it basically goes into psycho, right? Where you get the word psycho, man. And we know psychos are people that have no type of empathy, who are incapable of connecting emotionally with anybody, let alone their own family members. And true indeed, this young Jake, is definitely a psychotic, man. For you to do that to your mother, like there's nothing that a mother could do that requires you blowing her head off, man. Because that's basically what this man did. I understand if the mother was abusing him and maybe even trying to, murder him some way, somehow. And he defended himself by doing what he had to do. But obviously that wasn't the case. This man lured his mother to her death, man. You know what I mean? And, we don't know all the details if the father knew ahead of time, if the father saw the gun on him or what. I'm sure that information will come out, as authorities investigate, man. But, it happened, man. And I know for a fact that the father was shocked, man. Just listening to the first couple shots, just the first shot at a period, man, must have been so confusing to him until he realized exactly what was going on, though he was inches away from it. You know what I mean? But, hey, these things are happening for a reason, man. Our people was the one that said, that had told, the Romans that, that for the Lord's blood to be upon them. The majority of the folks that were there were Southern Kingdom, but you had Northern Kingdom men and women out there at that time too. So you never know if they said it themselves, Nonetheless, this is Hosea 4:6. It says, "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee." And no doubt, this is exactly what our people do. We try to teach them about the laws and the commandments. We try to teach them about the name of the Father and the name of the Son, and how it's important to pray to those names. We try to teach them who our power is and what our power does for us, and so on and so forth. And our people just reject it, man. They fan the hand, they walk by us and they whisper and scoff, and scorn the men of the Lord in the highways and byways. But really, who they're doing it to is the Lord himself, man. So again, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. This is Hosea 4:6. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And what do you think that means, man? The Lord is not going to fight for you. The Lord is not going to be a defense for you, man. On the contrary, he's going to be vengeful. He's going to be judgmental, you know what I'm saying? And unmerciful to you, man. In this time, because the scriptures clearly say that the Lord will yet choose Israel. So eventually, that mercy will come to the 2/3 that are dying and being psychos out here, But that's in the other side, man. It says, "I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children." Okay, thy children, man. And even though this is the child, killing the mother, destroying the mother, hey, that child was forgotten by the Lord, man. Was forsaken by the Lord and given up to demons, man. For you to kill your mother, you have to have demons on you, man. Even if it was judgment by the Lord towards the mother, but for the Lord to choose you to have those demons come upon and kill your mother, man, murder your mother in cold blood, in cold psychotic, in a cold psychotic way, man. Like, come on, man. That being said, let me bring this scripture out. Let me see if I still got it up. As a matter of fact, Deuteronomy 32:39. "See now that I am he, and there is no God with me." You know how in the world would be like, "I'm that nigga. I'm that dude." You know what I mean? "I'm that man. I'm that cat." You know what I'm saying? This is the Lord saying, I'm that God, man. "See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." Okay? So all these things come from the Lord. There's another scripture that I could back up that proves that too. I'll bring that out in a few. But all these things come from the Lord, man. Christianity will have you thinking that the Lord is just, all hugs and merciful all the time to everything and everybody for anything that people are doing. You know what I mean? And which is crazy, and it also makes sense that they don't think or even look forward or haste to the day of the Lord, man, because they don't need the Lord, basically, man. They're saved already, so in reality they don't need the Lord. These scriptures don't even cross their minds, let alone come out of the mouth of their dumb dog pastors, man. Then don't give heed, don't give warning, don't point out what he's watching coming about, man, or sounding the trumpet to his congregation, man. Okay. This is the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. Okay? There are spirits that are literally created just for vengeance. It says, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. That's a sore stroke right there, man. Getting shot 4 times in the dome. And all your insides, just including the rest of pieces of your skull, coming out of the back of your head, man. That also goes for like wherever in the face that mother got shot at. The front part of your face also caves in, man. It's a sore stroke, man. Okay. It says, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. All right. The Lord has wrath, man, and is angry, with the wicked every day. Now, you could use that scripture, and put it on Esau. But as many scriptures are in the scriptures, man, they're twofold, man. Our people are joined onto Esau. Our people act just like Esau. Our people want Esau to be in the kingdom, man. Here it is, they're in their kingdom, and they want them niggas to be in our kingdom also, holding some type of rulership, authority and shit, man. The Jake is just gone. But to stick to the point, man, hold on, let me open this up again. It pleases, because that word appease goes to please, Let me see, let me get it real quick. This is where it's important to always get definition of words, man. Pacify, that was the word I was trying to get. It pacifies, pacify by ascending to their demands, right? So make peace with, propitiate, right? We use that one a lot. Reconcile, subdue, soften, content, still, quieten, humor, tranquilize. It tranquilizes the Lord's wrath, man, to bring vengeance to, whoever he wants to bring vengeance to, man. Okay? For whatever reason, the Lord, pulled that lady's number, and now she's in the spirit world, man. And simultaneously now her son is locked up, which, in a way he lost his life too. Because now you're going to be in a short cell and going to be told what to do, when to do it, I would imagine that man was probably frustrated and, but hey, man, being locked or confined to your home is way better than being locked and confined and bound to a prison with hundreds of other demons around you. You having to sleep with one eye open, constantly looking back over your shoulder because you don't know what's going to happen, So again, Sirach 39 and 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him, Yahweh, that made them. Okay? The scriptures tell you that Yahweh is the father of spirits. All spirits, man. The oppressed and the oppressors. Okay? Every creature on this earth, man, bows to the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Maybe not right now, because, it's not that time yet, but the scriptures clearly tell you that every knee shall bend, man, to the Lord, man. Every knee, man. That's every creature, everybody. The animals are in order, but, This is the book of Isaiah 45:7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. Where evil is Old English. Is an Old English compound word for bad times, right? That is a bad time. That is an evil time in that family, in that neighborhood, right? For what just happened to that person, to that lady, man. I form the light and I create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things, man. I, Yahweh, man, do all these things. And we know that after the Lord resurrected, all glory went to him. And authority also, man. Yahweh imparted all authority to the Lord. So Yahweh Shai is the one doing this now, man. With the green light given from the Father, man. Sanctioned by the Father, Yahweh. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you will realize that you have to fear the Lord, man. The Lord ain't looking for people to respect him. He's looking for people to fear him, okay? To fear what he's capable of. To fear the repercussions of you not following what he or what he commands us to do so, man. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. It says, the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instructions. All right? So we're all fools before we even realize that we have to have fear for the Lord and even have that fear in us. Okay? We always fools, man. But now we're wiser. We know better. When you know better, you do better, right? As the world says. But it clearly tells you here that the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, man. And a lot of our people don't have the knowledge, man. They have zeal, but not according to knowledge. So in many ways, they're still fools, man. Respectfully speaking. Because at one point before we got into this truth, we all thought we knew something. We all thought we knew, by opening the box that we have the power in, God in, and, that box representing that, like, we got them figured out. That was foolish of us, man. And a lot of our people still are like that. This is the book of Job, chapter 12. I'll start at 9. It says, who knoweth not in all these that the hand of Yahweh has wrought this, in whose hand is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind, man. All right? So, the song that goes, he has the whole world in his hands. He has the whole world in his hands, right? That song, I don't know how to harmonize, so I'm not even going to attempt to sing it. But where you think they have that they got that song from, man? And what's crazy is that Christians, I'm pretty sure that lady was probably somehow a Christian, maybe even the father, right, her husband, who's now a widow. They know these songs, man. This is where I learned it in a Christian school, in a Christian private school in middle school in New York. And we would sing it, 2, 3, maybe 4 times a week. The school would fucking try to brainwash us, with all these different Christian songs. But this one in particular always made sense to me. I just didn't understand it fully, man, right? Because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. I didn't start getting knowledge of the Father until I came into the truth, learning, what was taught by our elders, apostles, man. You know, and but this is where they get that song. This is where they get that song from. You know, and even with that, Christians still don't realize that if we're in, you know, they sing it, but if you analyze that song, that he has the whole world in his hands, that means that he can manipulate it. He could mold it to however he wants it. He wheels it to wherever he wants it to go, right? Just like the river, whether it goes upstream or downstream, the Lord does that. You have rivers flowing into the ocean for centuries, yet the ocean has its bounds that it doesn't pass. You know, this is the God and the power that we worship, man, that we acknowledge, that we fear. How can you not fear something like an entity like that, a power like that, man? And this lady that was just put to death by her own son, as I said a minute ago, you know, I'm pretty sure she was probably a Christian, you know, praying to JC, and she still got, you know, I'm not even gonna put any type of fun in it, any type of humor into it, but she got put to death, man. And that appeased the Lord. That appeased our power. This is a book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 14. It says, prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord, man. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? All these things come from the Lord, man. So when you fear the Lord and you do good, you know, you don't have to be worrying about those things. Though a wise man is always thinking about death. A wise man is always mourning. Right? As the scripture says, we're in the house of mourning, not in the house of mirth, because it's better to be in the house of mourning. Ain't shit sweet, man. We still in our captivity. Ain't nothing sweet. Yeah, we'll have a few times that we'll have some laughs, some yayan. Makes us feel a little good, you know. The best thing, since coming into this truth, the best thing that ever happened to us from when we were born in this lifetime was coming into this truth and dwelling with brothers, man, who are like-minded. That's it, you know, and being in that holy conversation with the Lord in the midst of it. The Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach in the midst of us, man. Right? Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am. That's the best. That's the high points of this lifetime, man. Knowing this truth, sharing it with each other, going out there in the highways and byways, even though we look like fools to the world and even to the Lord himself, right? Because it speaks about the foolishness of preaching. So not that we look like fools to the Lord, but just coming out here to, you know, being in the highways and byways, man, you know, when we should know the Lord. But nonetheless, you know, when you know better, you do better, man. And I'll end it off with this last few scriptures in the book of Psalms, chapter 37. I'll start at 1. It says, a psalm of David, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquities. You have a lot of talk with all these celebrities, man, you know, doing all this wickedness and they still prospering. You know what I mean? They still doing their thing. And then even in the midst of it, the Lord is like lifting up their skirt, making them naked, because now we know that there's a lot of evil things that they do. We had a lot of speculations, right? But now we see the abuse of how they abuse each other, not only sexually, but mentally, man. It's depressing, man, to be in the... like, no wonder these celebrities are always depressed and always drugged up. Because it's not all what it's not... how does that saying go? It's not what it's cracked up to be or cracked out to be. However you say that, I'm sorry. Things are not as it seems, man. Just because a person has fame and fortune, it does not mean that they have any type of happiness, man. The Lord is not with these people, man. Therefore, they have no type of peace. At least we have comfort in the Lord, man. right? So it goes on to say, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquities, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in Yahweh and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and he shall give thee the desire of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in Yahweh, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth, man. That's mercy right there, man. And beautiful. I mean, you could read the rest of that chapters. That whole chapter, whole scriptures is fire, man. And by fire, I mean good. But the word of the Lord is going to be fire to these, wicked people, you know what I mean? But, hey, man, there's mercy coming from the Lord, man. But there's also vengeance and judgment going out more and more, man. This was wild, man, to see, a son kill his mom in that manner. That is crazy, man. But, I pray that this lesson was edifying and comforting, man. Because even though these things are happening, man, we have mercy to look forward to from the Lord if it be the Lord's will. So in closing, I want to give all honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors again to my apostles from the Great Millstone who teach and rule well, being great examples to his brothers. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. All right. Shalom, I say to you in the Bible.